Right, well, we're here at one of our favourite parts of the Eurogamer Expo, which is the Indie Games Arcade. It looks a wee bit crowded in there, but I think we're going to brave it and go in and play some games.
That's right. Yes, we are.
Welcome to the Indie Games Arcade, where some of the most interesting and creative games of the show are on display. We've come here to show you some of the highlights, but it's a tight squeeze getting through these crowds. Wish us luck.
I hadn't heard much about Master Reboot, a game that seems to be about kind of exploring the main character's memories, and I decided to go into the hospital area and shat myself. I think what I enjoyed the most was actually how it visually looked. It was very stunning. It kept reminding me a lot of, to be honest, it reminded me quite a lot of Killer 7. I love cel-shaded games. I think there's not enough of them, and especially a kind of game that might be a kind of cel-shaded horror game actually appeals to me as much as a horror game can appeal to me, which I'll be honest isn't a lot because I can't play horror games because I'm a wuss. As you'll probably know, us here at BitSocket, we love the Metal Gear games, but we love stealth games in general. Now here we are, here's a game from the maker of Thomas Was Alone, a new stealth game. What's it called? It's called Volume. We're going to give it a wee shot and see if it measures up.
Even though we're big fans of Metal Gear Solid, it's safe to say that we weren't very good at Volume, the new game from Mike Bithell. It wasn't the game's fault though, just us trying to rush through instead of taking our time.
How you doing?
For anyone who enjoyed MGS's VR missions, you were right at home here. The game's stark geometrical design helps the player understand the rules, when they can be seen and when they're safe. The fascinating and really exciting thing we're looking forward to is making our own levels. The idea of uploading and downloading hundreds of creative, stealth-based mazes means that Volume's release date can't come soon enough. I've got a theory. Only proper dicks write off tablet and mobile games. Fist of Awesome is a Streets of Rage style scrolling beat'em up where you punch deer and bears in the face, and it's fucking brilliant. It uses taps and wee quick gestures to control a simple set of moves, and it plays just lovely. You can tell this game's been made with touch controls in mind and not just an afterthought. Not only that, but the whole premise and style of the game is fantastic. It has this wonderfully goofy sense of humour about it. Fist of Awesome is, as its name implies, awesome.
Now, as you might remember, we reviewed Hotline Miami. In fact, we actually played Hotline Miami back at the Eurogamer Expo last year. It was a game that I was spectacularly poor at and continue to be so with Hotline Miami 2 on the PC. Now, I came at this with a bit of trepidation, mainly because of the kind of controversial opening scene. Whether or not that's going to impact the whole game, I couldn't say, but certainly, certainly wasn't the best wee opening. But certainly beyond that, it kind of has everything you kind of want. It's got, to be honest with you, probably the best soundtrack in any game. And I mean, the core gameplay is just as good as before. It felt a wee bit more reactive than before. There was a lot more going on. It's still the kind of same core gameplay. A game that, to be honest with you, I probably won't buy on PC just because I'm crap at PC games. But when it comes out on the PlayStation and the Vita, it's probably a definite purchase for me.
No idea how to pronounce the name of this game. Is it LuftRauser? I'm going to say LuftRauser. Anyway, LuftRauser appealed to me from the very first trailer because it looks like a hyperactive version of an old BBC favourite of mine that was actually at the show, Dogfight. LuftRauser is mental. It's a score attack game where you fly about shooting everything, trying not to get hit. The controls, the inertia, the risk reward system where your health recharges when you're not firing, all of that is tuned to perfection, and it makes for a very enjoyable game. Shmup fans and arcade fans are going to find a lot to love in LuftRauser. I love it already, and I've only played it for about 10 minutes.
Velocity 2 is a great example of taking what works and adding something extra onto it to give the player more. In this case, they've taken the core gameplay of Velocity 1, which was already brilliant, kind of nice puzzles, kind of lots of shooting, things like that. And they've added kind of bits where you just get out your ship and kind of nice wee kind of bit of exploration, kind of finding tokens, things like that, unlocking gates. I mean, to be honest with you, it adds a wee thing extra that kind of opens up more of the game, and I was really impressed. It was one of the few games as well that was actually just running on like Vita hardware, and I thought it looked really nice, played well, sound was good. So I mean, a definite wee pick up when that's coming out soon.
Okay, well, we're just going to have a quick shot at Tenya Wanya Teens, which is a new game from Keita Takahashi, the guy who made Katamari Damacy and Nobi Nobi Boy, so it's bound to be special.
That's right, you're not going to be playing a regular game.
Now, let's see this controller. Can you
In
make
a wooden box.
Can you make head nor tail of this controller?
I mean, as a colourblind man, this is just what hell looks like to me.
A lot of people came up to us when we were at the Eurogamer Expo. Not a lot, 5. And asked, so what's been your favourite game? What games you played? What's been the best game? And it was this one, Tenya Wanya Teens. There is no single game on show, that was on show I should say, that was as much fun, was as creative, was designed for more than one person to play at the same time. That was just so full of joy and a sense of wonderment. Yeah. I mean, folk would be like, oh no, have you not played Titanfall yet? And I'd be like, mate, I would rather shove Titanfall at my arse than play Titanfall. I'm going to go play Tenya Wanya Teens.
The thing is, you wouldn't expect anything less of Takahashi. You know, he makes these games that are just got creative control behind them and just do wonderful things you wouldn't expect. So we should probably explain what the game is. So basically, you get 2 big wooden controllers with 16 buttons and a joystick on each one. The buttons light up different colours, and the game tells you, press this colour to do this action.
For example, first one, wake up, press white. Second one, brush your teeth, press this. Then it starts to change and move around.
By the 4th or 5th screen you're on, you've got about 10 colours to choose from, but you've got to search for that one action you want to do, and that's where the infuriating joy of this game comes from.
Right, confess. I'll put
We played it against each other, we played it against the guys from One More Go podcast, we played it against the Game Wank guys, we got Midnight Resistance to play it. You know, it's one of those games that you when you talk about it, people are like, I need to play this game. Takahashi has described this game as a sort of coming of age tale. Like every time you play it, you're playing the day in the life, or sort of the life of a teenage boy. So you've got to do things that I think everybody relates to in a sort of weird way. Well, almost everything. Yeah. Where you wake up, brush your teeth, take a shower, try and impress the girl by telling you love her.
Pissing upon a mag. Fart on a skunk. The sad fact of this game is there's a good chance that unless you go to an event like this, you might never get to play it. And I think that's kind of bittersweet almost, because when we're playing it, we're talking about it, and we're thinking about it right now. I think we might never ever get to play it again, and that's a real shame actually.
But I'm so glad we did.
I'm so glad we did.
Game of the show, game of the year.
Game of the year, no doubt.
Well, that was the indie part. I don't know where Joe is. I don't think he's coming. I don't think he's coming.